This was a time capsule sealed for 50 years. It was meant to be nothing more than a childhood fantasy, but it accidentally revealed a terrifying secret that shook the world. Inside were letters written by a group of kids 50 years ago, each one filled with dreams about the future. During a school celebration, the old principal handed the letters out to the students. Some had drawings of rockets, some imagined new technology, others were just playful and fun. But when one little boy opened his envelope, all he found was a page covered in rows of numbers. He didn't understand it. It just seemed strange. That night, his father accidentally spilled water on the paper. In that moment, he suddenly realized those numbers weren't random. He was a brilliant physics professor, and patterns in numbers always caught his attention. He picked out one of the number strings and split it into 4 parts. Then he noticed something familiar. The 11th of September 2001. He ran to check, and sure enough, that was the day of the 9/11's attacks. Even the next numbers matched the death toll exactly. 2996 people. Now he couldn't ignore it anymore. He started breaking down every string on the page, trying to prove it was just coincidence. But the deeper he looked, the more terrified he became. Every set of numbers lined up with a real disaster. The date, the number of deaths, perfectly accurate. But this paper was sealed away 50 years ago. So how did a child from back then know what was going to happen? Even scarier, there were still 3 sets of numbers left, and they were predicting disasters that hadn't happened yet. The next morning, he rushed to the lab with the paper and told his coworkers everything. He pointed to the next string of numbers. The predicted date was just 2 days away. The expected death toll, 81. Even though all the earlier predictions were spot on, he still couldn't be sure this one would really come true. He asked them to help analyze the coordinates, to find the disaster site before it was too late. But his coworkers thought he'd lost it. They said it was just a bunch of numbers. Realizing no one believed him, he went back home with the paper, glued to the news, searching for any kind of clue. Then came the predicted day, but nothing major showed up on the news. It happened to be raining. He got in the car to pick up his son from school. Traffic was terrible. As he drove, he called his coworker to apologize, thinking maybe he'd been overthinking it all. But then he glanced at the GPS screen and suddenly froze. Those extra numbers on the page. He finally understood them. They were latitude and longitude. He grabbed the paper and matched them. The disaster location for today's prediction was exactly where he was. The road ahead was already blocked. Police were directing traffic. He rushed over to ask what was going on. But before he could finish his sentence, the officer's face changed completely. Without a word, he turned and ran. The man turned around, and what he saw would stay with him for the rest of his life.